What if medicine was never meant to be just about curing disease? What if a medical text began not with symptoms and prescriptions, but with questions about how to live, how to think, how to train the mind, how to conduct yourself, and even how to move toward liberation? Today, we enter a very different world of healing, one in which the body, the mind, ethics, nature, and spiritual insight are all woven together into a single vision of life. Welcome to the Nerdjacker's Vault. Today, we are summarizing Book 1 of the Charaka Samhita by the Indian sage and physician Charaka. Book 1 of the Charaka Samhita does not present Ayurveda as a narrow medical technique. It presents it as a complete science of life. From the very beginning, the text makes it clear that health cannot be separated from conduct, knowledge, discipline, environment, or the deeper structure of existence itself. It opens by asking what makes a medical text trustworthy. A true medical treatise, it says, should be comprehensive, logically ordered, clear in expression, approved by wise authorities, and useful to students of different capacities. It should preserve ancient teaching while still making that teaching understandable. In one striking image, such a text is compared to the sun. It drives away the darkness of ignorance. That image tells you a great deal. Medicine here is not treated as a craft of guesswork. It is illumination. It is a disciplined way of seeing. The text then places itself inside a sacred lineage. Ayurveda is said to descend from Brahma through divine and sage-like figures until it reaches humanity. This mythic transmission is not just ornament. It tells us that healing knowledge is considered fundamental to human flourishing. Disease is not only painful, it is an obstacle to everything people hope to do living well, acting rightly, pursuing prosperity, even seeking spiritual freedom. So Ayurveda is defined in a wide and ambitious way. It is not just the knowledge of disease. It is the knowledge of life itself. What supports it, what harms it, what makes it happy, what makes it miserable, what benefits it, and what destroys it. Life in this account is the conjunction of body, senses, mind, and self. A human being is not just a body, nor just a mind, nor just a soul. A person is a composite being, and medicine must treat that whole. From there, the text turns to one of its most important principles. Health is balance, and disease is imbalance. Balance is key. Disease appears when this order is disturbed. And this disturbance, the text says, does not happen only through physical causes. It comes through misuse. Misuse of time, misuse of intellect, misuse of the senses. Excess, deficiency, and wrong engagement create disorder. Ignorance sits at the root of suffering. Pure knowledge, by contrast, supports happiness. That is one of the deepest ideas in Book 1. Medicine and wisdom are connected. To live well, you must not only take the right herbs or eat the right foods. You must perceive rightly, act rightly, and restrain yourself where restraint is needed. This becomes even clearer in the chapters on medical training. The Charaka Samhita is intensely concerned with the character of the physician. A true physician is not simply clever. He must be disciplined, compassionate, self-controlled, pure in conduct, grounded in both theory and practice, and devoted to the welfare of living beings. Likewise, the student of medicine must be humble, truthful, modest, free from vice, devoted to study, and capable of self-restraint. The text even describes a formal initiation in which the student takes ethical vows, promising truthfulness, nonviolence, restraint, loyalty to the teacher, confidentiality with patients, and a life directed toward service rather than vanity. That is worth pausing over. The physician here is not imagined as a technician. He is being shaped into a moral being. Knowledge without discipline is dangerous. Skill without character is not enough. The text also insists that the physician must know how to think. Debate, interpretation, reasoning, and intellectual examination are treated as essential parts of medicine. A doctor should not merely memorize formulas. He should know how to ask questions, interpret meanings, test claims, detect fallacies, and defend true knowledge against confusion and pretension. And from there, the work broadens again into a philosophy of matter, qualities, and bodily constitution. The world is composed of 5 great elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth, and from these arise bodily processes, sensory experience, and medicinal effects. Substances have qualities: hot or cold, heavy or light, dry or unctuous. The physician must understand how these qualities interact. This leads into one of Ayurveda's most famous ideas, the 3 doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha. These are not accidental invaders, but the body's own governing principles. In balance, they sustain life. In imbalance, they generate disease. Every person has a constitution shaped by their doshic tendencies, and every illness must be understood in relation to that constitution, along with time, environment, and strength. So medicine here becomes contextual rather than mechanical. There is no one-size-fits-all treatment. The physician must judge carefully. Book 1 also connects bodily health to the mind. Mental clarity, agitation, and inertia are all treated as part of the medical picture. The body affects the mind, and the mind affects the body. Treatment, then, may require not only substances and procedures, but memory, discipline, restraint, and knowledge. And toward the end, the text begins to move beyond medicine in the narrow sense altogether. It suggests that health itself is not the final goal. Health matters because it supports a larger human purpose. Ultimately, suffering arises not only from bodily imbalance, but from ignorance, attachment, and misperception. So the deepest healing is not merely the correction of disease, but the gradual removal of confusion. In that sense, Book 1 of the Charaka Samhita is doing something extraordinary. It begins as medical theory and unfolds into a philosophy of life. It teaches that the body, mind, ethics, environment, and cosmos all belong to one order. To heal the person, you must understand that order. To understand that order, you must learn how to live within it. So this first book leaves us with a vision of medicine that feels at once practical and profound. Healing is observation, reasoning, discipline, compassion, and balance. Not just the treatment of illness, but the cultivation of life. Please subscribe for more contents like this.